Arsenal is getting stronger and is really, really scary for Premier League clubs. Recently, Arsenal has just signed Ezri Konsa from Aston Villa, and I think he's going to be a Saliba replacement because we all know that Saliba is injured and he was injured at the World Cup and he's going to be out for a long time. And not as though that the current Arsenal squad does not have a Saliba replacement. At least at the centre back, there is still Nkapie who can play the role. There is still Christian Muskera. There is still Ben White who can play the centre back. So there are like three different top players who can actually play that role. But Arteta would not give up. He signed Ezri Konsa. Ezri Konsa is another solid Premier League tested and proven defender. And you know what is actually more scary about this Arsenal team is if you look at the pattern of signings that Arsenal is making, they focus more on Premier League experienced players. Take away Zolis. They signed Bruno Guimarães, wealth of experience in the Premier League from Newcastle. Now they needed a Saliba replacement again. Now they didn't go to Strasbourg, they didn't go to Villarreal, they didn't go to Sao Paulo to go get someone. They got Ezri Konsa, 28 years old. He's still in his prime. In fact, that is the age that most defenders, when they really, really get responsible, that's when most defenders get to their peak and they play their top game. When you look at Arsenal squad depth, last season we were shouting squad depth, but this season they even look even much more scarier. I mean, it's a big concern for Premier League clubs because there is still Ben White. Again, if you notice, Arteta goes for, he likes defenders that can play multiple roles, especially centre backs who can play as a full back. Look at Nkapie. Nkapie was playing as a centre back, and when Caliafori was injured and he needed another centre back, and he needed another left back. He played Nkapie as a full back, left back, and Nkapie delivered. So you can, let's take away Miles Lewis Kelly, who is a midfielder who plays at the left back. So it means that currently Arsenal has Ricardo Caliafori and Piero Nkapie who can play at the left back. They've got Gabriel. They have Mosquera. They still have Ben White who can play as a centre back, and they still have Ben White who can play as a right back in case Julian Timbers get injured, for example. Now, this Ezri Konsa can also play as a right back, even though he's a natural CB. You know that kind of role where Kuzanov can play on the right back and then he can play on the centre back. Likewise, Reece James, he can play on the right back, he can play on the centre back, and a lot of centre backs can operate at the full back. Another example is Cesar Azpilicueta. He played on the right back for Chelsea. He played in the two centre backs for Chelsea. He played at the left back. So when you look at the profile, the pattern of Arsenal signing, I think is going to be a big deal. Arsenal is going to be a tough pill, a bitter pill for Premier League clubs to swallow. Let's quickly look at Chelsea signing. Before we look at Chelsea signing, I mentioned Bruno Guimarães. I mentioned Ezri Konsa. Remember, Arteta also wanted to add Morgan Rogers to that squad before Chelsea, outbid Arsenal. So imagine what it would have been if at the row 10, for example, there is Odegaard, there is still Eze, there is still Morgan Rogers. And now Morgan Rogers happens to be somebody who can operate from the left wing to come to the centre. It means that it becomes another extra option for Zolis and Martinelli on that side if Martinelli still remains at the club. So if you look at the way they sign Premier League proven player, unlike Chelsea, who has a brand new right back that is not Premier League tested and proven, Palestra, who has Chavaria, who is the left wing back, who is not Premier League tested and proven. And you might want to look at, it might take a while for these players to actually settle. And when people are talking about Alonso playing three at the back, if he plays Lacroix, if he plays Livakowi, and he plays Reece James as the three at the back, and now he has Palestra at right back, and he has Chavaria at left back. So it means that the only options for the backup there would be Hato at the left back and probably Malo Gusto if he still remains at Chelsea as the backup. So what now happens to Pedro Neto if he's playing midfield or four? See, let's just leave Chelsea. I don't want to make this video about Chelsea. This video is actually about Arsenal. How many Premier League clubs would be able to stop Arsenal in this new season? How many Premier League clubs would have a squad depth that is this complementary as much as Arsenal squad? You know, there's a difference between having a robust squad of 35 players, whereby the difference between the first team player and the second team player is like the difference between 10 and 2. But some of these players are very, very similar when it comes to the tactical fitness. It's just like when you remove someone from the center back, for example, now you remove Saliba, you still have Konsa coming in. You remove Ben White, you remove Timber, you still have Ben White coming in. You remove Ricardo Calafori, you still have Nkapie coming in, and the transfer window has not even closed. Arsenal might pull another shocker again, and Arteta wants to retain the league, he wants to defend the league, he wants to win the league again, and he also wants to go for the UCL. You can see how he's reinforcing in all aspects. Mikel Arteta is firing from all cylinders, and this is what happens when you eventually get over the line. Your confidence is off the chart. You know, the form, the belief, the mentality, everything is just up there. Before, you know, finishing second can be very, very mentally draining. I think that's what has been holding Arsenal back. And now, Arsenal were able to get over the line by winning the league. They got to the UCL final. Arsenal is going to be a menace. If you're still watching this video to this point, let me know what you think about Arsenal, Mikel Arteta, the signing of their Premier League tested and proven experienced player. Bruno Guimarães also is probably 28. Ezri Konsa is 28. They are not trying to test run or take risk. They are actually solidly, they are intentionally doing what they are doing, and hopefully, where did I put this? Hopefully, somebody actually stops Arsenal, or hopefully, other Premier League managers and clubs are not sleeping while Arsenal is busy reinforcing. I will leave you with one last question. Do you think this reinforcement will stand or it will not click? Don't forget, this is football. Anything can happen. There's a difference between signing all the players and then they all don't fit in together. For example, some group of people think that Eberechi Eze is struggling at Arsenal. That's some people's school of thought. So if that's the case, if he's struggling at Arsenal, even though some people believe that Martin Zubimendi is not a good fit in Arsenal, but Martin Zubimendi, who actually played 38 Premier League games, meaning he did not miss a single Premier League game last season for Arsenal. Martin Zubimendi played over 50 games for Arsenal last season. So if some of you are saying he's struggling at Arsenal, then pass him to Chelsea. So there's a place of signing, and there's a place of, you know, getting fit and then glitching on the title. For example, PSG signed Messi, Neymar, Mbappe, and they still did not win the UCL. Real Madrid added Kylian Mbappe to the already existing team of Vinicius Junior and Rodrigo. They still did not win the Champions League. So do you think the way Arsenal is moving, they would be able to get the Champions League? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe to this channel. You can leave a comment with me. I appreciate your thoughts and your contribution in the comment section. And you will see me again. I'm making this video in the car because I can't just wait to talk about the Ezri Konsa transfer. Immediately it happened. So I had to just jump in and then turn on the camera and just talk to you. So please don't forget to subscribe to this channel so that it can help this community get bigger. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the very next one. Bye.